The Great Emu War, when Australia lost to birds. Introduction: a war like no other. In the year 1932, Australia was facing an enemy unlike any other. These invaders were fast, highly organized, and seemingly immune to bullets. They didn't come from another country, nor were they soldiers in uniform. No, these were emus. Yes, you heard that right. Australia literally went to war with birds, and somehow the birds won. The problem: an emu invasion. It all started after World War I, when Australian veterans were given farmland to settle on. But there was one massive problem. The emus had their own plans for the land. Thousands of these massive, flightless birds, standing nearly 6 feet tall and capable of running 50 kilometers per hour, 31 miles per hour, began migrating through the farmland of Western Australia. For the emus, this land was a paradise. Fields of wheat meant endless food. The fences? No match for their powerful legs. The farmers tried to scare them off, but there were over 20,000 emus roaming freely, devouring crops and destroying property. Desperate, the farmers pleaded with the Australian government for help. And that's when the government made a fateful decision: send in the military. The battle begins: guns versus birds. In November 1932, the Australian Army deployed a small squad of soldiers armed with Lewis machine guns, the same kind used in World War I, led by Major G.P.W. Meredith. They believed this would be an easy job. After all, they had automatic weapons. The emus had feathers, but they underestimated their enemy. Battle number 1: the first ambush. The soldiers spotted a large group of emus near a dam. They set up their machine guns and opened fire. Nothing could have prepared them for what happened next. The first few shots hit their targets, but then chaos erupted. The emus scattered in every direction, running at full speed. Some dropped, but most escaped into the wilderness. Major Meredith quickly realized a problem. The emus were too fast. Their long legs allowed them to sprint away before the soldiers could take proper aim. Battle number 2: the mobile attack. Realizing that ambushes weren't working, the soldiers mounted machine guns on trucks and chased after the emus. Sounds like a great idea, right?
Wrong.
The trucks bounced violently on the rough terrain, making it impossible to aim. One truck even crashed into a fence, leaving the gunner helpless. Meanwhile, the emus effortlessly dodged the bullets, zigzagging like trained soldiers avoiding sniper fire. It was as if the emus knew the battle strategies better than the humans. The emu counterattack, sort of. One soldier reported that the emus moved in coordinated formations, almost like a military squadron. Even worse, some emus took multiple bullets but kept running, leading to rumors that these birds were bulletproof. Major Meredith later described them, saying, "If we had a military division with the bullet-carrying capacity of these birds, it would face any army in the world." The humiliating defeat. After thousands of bullets, the final kill count? Just a few hundred emus. The rest outran the soldiers, and the remaining emus continued to wreak havoc on the farmland. The Australian government, embarrassed and defeated, called off the operation. The official reason? Too many bullets wasted, not enough emus taken down. The aftermath. After their stunning victory, the emus remained a problem, but instead of using soldiers, Australia later built massive fences to keep them out, something that actually worked. Meanwhile, the Great Emu War became a legendary event in history, one of the only wars where humans lost to birds. Final thoughts. Australia's military had fought in major global conflicts, but in 1932, they met their match in a horde of giant, unkillable birds. To this day, the Great Emu War remains one of history's most bizarre and hilarious military failures. And the emus? Well, they still roam Australia undefeated.